thank you so much for being here.
Hi.
So tell me about yourself. What is it that you exactly do?
I am, technically my job title is a content writer at a small software development firm that's very startup culture. But when I came in, basically the marketing organization was so small that they kind of threw everything on me, including handling all of our websites and things like that. And so that's kind of where I entered the tech space and through a marketing job. And what I do there is I do manage the websites. I use WordPress and just more front-end web development, not so much the back-end stuff. And that's kind of like one part that I sort of had to just learn as I got this job, which was a little bit less than a year ago. Yeah.
So what moment or event inspired you or forced you to get into STEM?
Well, I would say that I've been somewhat involved in STEM since high school. I went to the Academy of Science in Loudoun County, where I mostly focused in biology. And then I ended up going to business school instead, and kind of was planning to do a double major with neuro, but realized I couldn't, unfortunately, because there was too many credits.
Yeah.
So I ended up studying business at NYU Stern, which is their business school. But then I was pleased to be able to sort of get back into it, honestly. I had done some coding in high school as well, which I did really enjoy. And so kind of realizing that there was the mixture of both business and tech was a nice welcome surprise, I would say.
That's really good. So what's been your biggest accomplishment thus far?
My biggest accomplishment for my job, I would say, is just rapidly learning everything. I think that, you know, everybody was impressed when they realized I actually didn't know what I was doing when I first came in, to realizing I could handle it, and so that made me feel pretty proud of myself. And I would say that that was kind of the theme of the accomplishments throughout college, throughout high school even, is just realizing that I could do something that even I wasn't sure I could do, but just sort of rising to the challenge and powering through it.
That's good. So what's been your biggest challenge that you've had to face?
I would say the biggest challenge in the career was learning all of that, honestly.
So what specifically did you have to learn?
HTML, CSS, some JavaScript as well as the WordPress platform for some of the simpler things, but then being able to actually customize that to do exactly what I wanted it to, and then go even beyond that to sometimes designing our own tools and things like that. And so just, yeah, starting off with sort of a program that's pretty user-friendly with WordPress, and then actually getting into that a little bit further.
That's really cool. So have you ever noticed gender disparity in your field, and if so, how have you dealt with that?
I have been very lucky in that I actually have not noticed anything overt. You know, I can't say if I was ever passed over as an applicant to a job or to some other position because they realized I was a woman. I can't say that. I know that I've been treated fairly at my current job, which is great because it is a very male-heavy place, but I have been treated fairly, which I'm really thankful for. And I would say that the college I went to was pretty progressive in that way as well, and that they were very watchful for any sort of complaint of sexism or misogyny or anything like that.
That's good. That's good to hear. So what are your hobbies? What do you like to do outside of your job?
Yeah, so I am a really big writer. I'm trying to write my own novel right now.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and so that's kind of been my passion, but I mean, I would love to get into more stuff. Like I used to be really into martial arts and things. I would love to get back into that and start doing things and be a bit more active. I would say the first year out of college and having a job and everything, kind of, you know, I was focused on that instead of focusing on doing what I loved, but now I'm feeling a little bit more freedom to be able to pursue those things.
So what advice would you give to younger girls out there who are trying to get into STEM or are trying to get into your field?
I would say for both my field, for STEM in general, one of the biggest things you can do at this point is to, you know, if you're going into college especially, try and get an internship, or if you're looking at something that's more lab work, try and get a position in a lab or something like that, because, you know, not only will that help you understand if that's really what you want to go into, but also just having hands-on experience looks really good for, you know, people who are possibly going to hire you. They want to see that you can apply the concepts that you've been taught. So
great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great.